Well, hello there, my spooky friends and all you weirdos. Are you ready for some ghost stories tonight? I hope so. I mean, we made a lot of preparation, me and this guy. I'll be honest with you. We've known each other for a few months now, and I don't even know his name. Yeah, he's not much of a talker. Eh, well, anyway, I guess I'm just gonna take suggestions because he's not telling me. What do you think I should call him? I've kind of called him everything. I've called him Bob. I've called him George. I've called him Hank. Uh, I don't know. What does he look like? But I want to tell you something. He's a little bit fussy. I had to just really adjust the camera angles and everything. He wants the best spotlight. Okay, you know. I'm just saying, man. What you gonna do? Hello, Aquarius. Yes, you caught alive, and so far you're the only one here. Nobody is used to me going live, and that's okay because I'm not used to going live on this channel anyway. Most everybody catches the replay, but I'm glad you're here with me. So I was just talking about this guy right here. Uh, if you have any name suggestions, please let me know because, he's not telling me. No, maybe he has a thing. Maybe he thinks I should just know, but I don't. So there you go. Oops. Oh no. A gnat in my coffee. I'm gonna drink it anyway. He just got his feet wet. Gotta have my coffee. Uh, oh, hello there. Let me see this. Hello there, Jacqueline Taylor. Good to see ya. I hope you are ready for some ghost stories. This one won't be too terribly long tonight, but yeah, I love my coffee too. And this creamer is the bomb. It's like Cinnabon coffee with the creamer. Oh, mm. I mean, I probably won't sleep tonight, but I'm telling ghost stories, so there you go, right? They're to keep you awake. All right, I'm going to dive on in here in just a second if I can move everything. Oh, we got somebody else. Hello there. Hello there, Desiree King. Desiree? That's a beautiful name, by the way. I love it. My mom, just side note, we had a cat, a Siamese cat when I was growing up named Desiree. That's what my mom called her, Desiree. And I am the only child, okay? No brothers and sisters. She still could not remember my name. And about half of my life, I just came to. We had that cat for until I was 11 or 12 years old. And she would be talking to me and she would call me Desiree. So, maybe I should have used that as my name. So, whatever. It's not like there was 10 kids you had to remember their names. But yeah, I was Desiree. So, hey, love your name. All right. Are you ready to get started? Let's pull up my pictures here because I got to do something. If we're going to tell ghost stories, it's going to have to be lights out. All right. My husband and I are over the road truck drivers, and a few months ago we were running through southern New Mexico, and all I can say is they are the land of enchantment for real. I agree. I've been out there. We were in a mountainous area, and all of a sudden, a cowboy ran in the middle of the road and stopped right there in the middle of our lane. There was no time to stop. My husband swerved as hard as he could to miss him, but it was too late. He slammed the truck to a very sudden stop. I, along with everything else, went crashing forward toward the dash. I know what that feels like. I looked over at him. He was shaking and beside himself. I said, "What was that?" He said, "I hit someone." That's all he could say. I got out with a flashlight as it was right after sunset, and there was nothing, nobody, no blood, nothing, just skid marks. After I calmed him down and went over the details, I said, "I think you just saw a spirit." We eventually drove down the road and we saw the same guy walking on the side of the road. Later, a local told us that the old sheriff, he's been around for a while, he was killed in a shootout around 1886. Awesome experience. Wow. I mean, let me just tell you something. That would freak me out, okay? That would just freak me out because, you know, can you imagine the PTSD that this guy had to have from, like, you think you're driving down, like the song says, Hotel California, yeah, on a dark desert highway. Um, and then all of a sudden you see somebody in the middle of the road and you hit them. I mean, you would, oh my God, like the trauma that her husband must have felt. It's incredible. And then just to realize it was a ghost. Now, I personally think that is a mean ghost. Like anybody who does that, uh, but maybe if it's the sheriff, he's not used to roads and vehicles. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Zachary or okay, that's a good idea. Zachary or Zachariah? Which one do you like? We just call him Zach for short? Zachary. Zachariah. I don't know. I have to think about that. I think those are both very good names. Okay. So yeah. Uh and then to find out, back to the story, that this guy was a sheriff 1886, and I don't know what year this happened, but I'm just telling you, this ghost is determined. Like he's just going to stick around, kind of like this guy. All right, let's go to the next story. Just 2 nights ago, I had the usual tappings going on in the kitchen. Okay, so, obviously this house is already haunted. I know, girl, I know what you're saying. I know the usual tappings. There are things I just ignore. They're noises that they just happen. It's like, whatever. I'm not even going to go look anymore. Okay, so she has the usual tappings going on in the kitchen. I have acknowledged this on many occasions. I've seen orbs and have had a young lad walk past the window. It's usually the top of his blonde head, and I know that he likes to hang out in the garden when I have company, and he watches the party. Anyway, this is what happened. The dogs are playing in the kitchen. I've got the living room door wide open to keep an eye when both of them look up at the kitchen window and start barking. They are positive that someone walked past the window and they want to greet whoever it is, so they want to get out to greet whoever it is. The back gate is locked, so no way did anyone come in. I open the back door to let them see that no one is there and settle them down on the sofa. Then there is two really big knocks in the kitchen. I say, "Hello," as you do, and turn the ghost app on immediately. Oh yeah, because that's what you just normally do is turn that. Okay, the ghost app. Oh my goodness, look at this. Maybe this is a sign. Immediately I get Zachary. Oh my gosh, that is so. Okay, that was not planned. I didn't know you were going to say that name. Maybe it's. Okay. Oh my gosh. And that's all. I'm still getting the tapping, but now I say, "Hello, Zachary. Thanks for stopping by." I wonder if it's the little blonde haired lad that I see. I'll try the app again. Maybe I'll get a little more. Okay, that is just weird, y'all. That is, I don't know. That's just crazy that that name came up in the very next story. I don't know. Maybe I should sleep with one eye open. Um, have you ever used a ghost app? Because I have. I'll tell you what happened. I was on a ghost walk. Yes, that was extremely weird. On a live, so you can't control what happens on a live. Um, but I went on a ghost walk in a city that's not too far from me, and the guy that was leading it was like a longtime newscaster for the TV station, and he was telling stories about the area, and he said to download Ghost, what was it, Ghost Radar Classic. I think it's Ghost Radar Classic. He said that is the only one that's trustworthy. Okay, well, we're part of the Ghost Tour, so I mean it's a free app. I download it. Now, I really didn't get anything that night, but I really didn't know how to use it. But I kept it on my phone just for, like, kicks and giggles. And I wasn't living here. I was living at my mom's house, and so I would just I would put it on because it has like this little thing that goes around and around. It's almost like you're looking at sonar. And so it would show like these little dots if something was in the room. And, a lot of times I'd turn it on and there was just nothing, nowhere. And then it explains what these colored dots mean, and you can see how close they are to you. So my daughter was younger then and much more scary. Uh, and so, I would turn on the ghost app every just once in a while just to freak her out, and I'd be like, look, there's a ghost, it's standing behind you, or there's a ghost coming through that door, or it's right beside me. And she'd be like, Mom, turn that thing off. I got a big kick out of it. I don't think she did, but whatever. uh, so anyway, I can't verify whether a ghost app or ghost radar, people say they're just, crazy. I don't know. But iPhones, there's a lot of different apps that pick up on things in the area around you and stuff. I mean, so who knows? Who knows? I deleted it when I moved in here because it was always going off. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need a ghost app to tell me that this place is haunted. I already know. So whatever. But I thought that story was interesting, and oh yeah, that was off the charts, y'all. That name. But let's see what's going on next. So, have y'all ever used a ghost radar app? I mean, obviously, this woman is like, okay, you hear the knocks, and as you do, you turn the ghost app on. Like, that's what everybody does. Isn't that what you do? I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, these next few ones are in response to a conversation that people were having about, have you ever actually seen an apparition, not just heard knocks and stuff like that. And so this one says, yes, I have when I was about 6 years old. My house had a downstairs, which it split into two rooms. One was a family room with a TV and such, and the other was just for storage. I still remember this day. My mom was upstairs getting ready, and I was downstairs eating my morning cereal, watching cartoons on a Saturday, my usual. Oh, weren't those the days, right? Then I remember the whole room started to fill up with smoke. So I thought it was. As I thought that there was a fire from the other half, it was so much and so thick. I ran upstairs to tell my mom. I was scared, thinking there was a fire. My mom comes running downstairs, and it's completely clear, like nothing. She checked the other room, and nothing. There had to be maybe a minute or two from when I went upstairs screaming. There was a fire and my mom running down the stairs. So I don't know if I have ever seen a smoke like that. Have y'all? I'm gonna go back to this for a second. Have y'all ever seen? So I see you love ghost stories, as a lot of people. Have you ever seen a ghost? Have y'all ever experienced? Let's just say any paranormal stuff, because seeing a ghost and having weird things happen are a lot of times two different things. Let me see. Oh, yeah, the ghost apps. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some people say they are, some people say they aren't. Whatever. Um, have y'all ever seen an apparition? I have, probably on a lot of occasions. I wouldn't say it's a ghost. I don't. There's a lot of stuff out there, y'all. I'm just saying. I don't know that they're ghosts, but I don't think I've ever experienced that kind of thing where like the the room fills up with smoke and you really really think. And as a child, they don't. You're eating your cereal, watching your cartoons. That's got to be scary. And it makes me wonder if that house has ever been on fire, or if on that land another building burned down. You have to wonder about these things, because, usually that's kind of an odd thing to happen. Uh, Aquarius says, whoops, I just I just lost you there for a second. Um, I think I attract ghosts. All my houses have been haunted. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't know if it's the ability to maybe be more sensitive to things around. Um, I used to say, I've lived in this house and that house and it was haunted, and then I just said, you know what? I think I'm haunted. Yeah, I think it's me. But then again, I've lived in some places that didn't seem to have anything. So, uh, but maybe there just wasn't anything there. I guess, they have places they like to hang out too. Um, so you've never had anything happen with the smoke? Yeah, that would be scary. I would be terrified. Uh, you would have a heart attack. Yeah, you know, yeah, those kind of things are weird. Weird. All right, let's go on and see what else is happening. Okay, this is again about seeing apparitions. When I'd come home from school and no one was home, I would feel like I'd interrupted something, and the hall would be sort of hazy for a few seconds. I saw a small ball of mist roll down a hill and pass through me. No, I'm out. Misty shape of a child at my grand's. Solid looking hitchhiker who then disappeared. Various black figures flitting past doorways. Okay, so I think this one is haunted. This person. If you've seen that many things, I wonder. There's no context to see if this was all in the same place or if they see this in different places. Um, it's one thing to see a ball of mist or a light or something, but going through you, no, I'm out. You boundaries, y'all. Um, Now, black figures flitting past doorways and stuff, I see that, I would say fairly frequently. Have you ever seen that? Um, like something that you think is there. A lot of times it's lower, for me, it's lower to the ground, and it looks like more like an animal shape that are, it's, just something black zooming on by. Now, I have a black cat. And I know when it's her. She doesn't. flit by that often. She's kind of a lazy old girl. Um, she's not very old, but she's still lazy. So I don't know. Black things. There are all kind of theories on what that kind of stuff can be, but yeah, I would definitely say this woman is haunted. Better get your ghost app. Something. Okay, here's the next one. I have seen a full body apparition. I guess I can call it that. I was in a dance group. We met on Sunday, dancing to live music. The flute player in the band just broke up with her boyfriend. Yet I saw him sitting across from me, staring at me. I started to walk over and ask him to dance, and he was gone. I thought he just didn't want to dance with me, so I kind of took it personally. Yeah. Next morning, one of my dance friends called, and I told her what happened, telling her he had hurt my feelings. She was silent and then said that was impossible because he passed away Friday and they just found his body. Okay, I saw him clear as day. I can tell you what he was wearing, and we made eye contact. I was blown away. Another dancer saw him as well. Now that is kind of freaky. Like these gnats love my coffee. Um, no, you can't have it. Get out of there. Uh, that's so weird because she saw, like, sometimes when you see a full-bodied apparition, they say like you can see through them. Um, just like, something that happened here the first day my daughter ever came on this property, she saw one, but she could see through this woman. Now, this kind of apparition, it's like you think you're looking at a solid person. I'm sure she would have said something like, "Oh, he looked strange" or whatever. But she saw him and made eye contact. Like, what is it like to make eye contact with a ghost? I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Okay, but now also somebody else seeing him. That's just, and it's kind of sad. Like, did he just miss the dance hall? And what happens to you? Do you just? I don't know. I don't know. But I thought that was very interesting. Um, but at least, you know what, sweetheart? At least you didn't get rejected. Like, he wasn't just, trying to get away from you. He was just dead. That's all. I guess it's harder to dance when you're dead. I'm just saying. I don't know. Never been dead. So there you go. Okay. Yes, I saw a man in the median talking on his cell phone at a very odd place on the interstate. Even commented to a friend I was on the phone with about him. He was very dramatic in his movements and looked confused, a bit shocked, a bit panicked. Sorry about that. Had a plaid shirt and jeans. I watched him until I could no longer see him in my rearview mirror. It was just so bizarre. Much further down the interstate, traffic suddenly slowed, then stopped. I figured it must be an accident. As I made it to the scene, I could see a single small truck that hit those thick wires in the middle of the median. That keep you from being able to make it to the opposite side of the interstate. Wires. I wonder if they're from this country. I don't know. We have those big, tall medians. So I don't know where this is. There was a big yellow tarp on the passenger side, but I could see the emergency responders pulling a man out that same side. Same shirt and jeans. Took my breath away. I immediately told my friend on the phone. Later, I looked up the accident in a paper, and it was there. A single car accident resulting in a fatality, and it gave his name. Wow. Wow. Okay. This makes me think. You know, uh, what was that movie? Ghost. Y'all remember? Are y'all old enough to remember Ghost? It came out in the. I don't know when it came out. Really, but it was with Patrick Swayze, and you don't realize in that moment, in that scene where he does pass away. Like they're walking down the street, they're talking, and he gets into it. Oh no, get out of there. I'm so sorry, y'all. I just can't. I've got to have my coffee. But he's walking down the street. He has an altercation, and you know, you hear a gunshot, but then the guy runs off. So you think like the guy just like the gun went off, but it didn't hit anybody, and the guy runs away. And then so Patrick Swayze goes running down the street after him, trying to catch this mugger. And then he hears his girlfriend in the back crying, and he turns around and he sees his body on the ground. I've always wondered, just, like I said, I've never died before, so I don't really know what to expect. It's not like anybody writes a guide for this kind of stuff. But I think that I've wondered, is it like that for some people? Like you just come out of your body and you don't, if it's instantaneous like that and you don't know, is that why some people they say they don't know that they're dead? Um I don't know. I've gotten hammered on this about spirits and don't believe this and demons and all. Look, I have a very good foundation, okay, on what's going on. I'm reading you ghost stories, so don't get your panties in a wad, okay? This is not a uh this is not a philosophy or spiritual class. We're reading ghost stories. But you have to wonder, okay? Like, what happens, hypothetically, what happens if you are, you know, dying or you die like really quickly? You jump out of your body. What if you don't see your body like hanging out, like in the movies? Like, what if you just think that you're alive? So is that what happened? This guy has a wreck, and then, he gets out and he's not even looking in the truck to realize his body is there. Is he just grabbing his cell phone, you know, in ghost worlds, and as he's walking down the highway and he's, trying to call somebody, and what do you think? He probably thinks he hasn't got service. Cuz like, is there a ghost internet? And who's the carrier? I want to know. Like, I need to be prepared. But anyway, I mean, is she said he was like just acting, flailing and being really dramatic. So to me, that would suggest that he does not know he's dead yet. And, he thinks he's just trying to call, a wrecker, call his insurance company, call the police, whatever. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do you think happens if we go quickly like that? Let me see what y'all are saying. Um, Oh, you have seen that movie. Okay. Well, obviously I'm old too, so that was a great movie, though, wasn't it? But I always liked that. I've always liked that scene because it's like I wonder. It makes you wonder. Is that what happens when you die? Hello, Samantha. How are you doing? Oh, don't ever worry about being late. I just figure I get most of my views on the replay. That's okay. People just, it's not like this is information that you have to have right now. Okay. It's good to see you. All right. So yeah, maybe that's what happens when we dies. When we dies. I I think I want to know the minute I'm dead. I really don't think I want to have to guess or be out there, wondering why nobody's answering me. That's horrifying. You just think you're being ignored. Whatever. That's just me. All right. Still talking about seeing apparitions. The night my dad died, I saw a mist slash fog where my dad's arm appeared and reached out to touch my mom's shoulder. I still ask myself, did I really see that? Oh my gosh, I think that is the sweetest thing. I really do. Do I think it was your dad? Yeah, probably a last, bit of comfort. Like, I don't know. She probably, I would be curious, did she sense anything or did you just see that? Because, in your grief, you may not be sensitive to stuff like that. But I think I'm going to say it was your dad and he was just trying to comfort her. I think that's so sweet. I have gnats. Like, these gnats will not die. I don't know where they come from. Okay. Yes, I have spoken. Sorry. I have spoken to a little girl in a cellar who I took for a real child. She stood next to me whilst I was working, but she didn't say anything. I thought it was the house owner's child, but then I found out they had none. Now that's creepy to me. There's some really creepy stories, and one's very similar to that in a town not too far from me. I went on a ghost walk. I'll tell you that. Maybe I'll just take a road trip and take you one day and tell you the story. What do you think about that? If I just go and film it, it's an interesting story though. But can you imagine, like you're standing there and you think there's just like this little quiet, shy kid next to you that's not saying anything while you're working, and then you find out there's no kids here. Yeah, little ghost girl. What is it about kid ghosts? I think they're creepier. I don't know why that is, especially if you hear them. Like, don't y'all think, is it just me? Do y'all think that little kid ghosts are creepier than adult ghosts? Because I do. It's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not I'm not a big fan. Um, let's see. What are y'all saying? Yeah, you think it was her dad too. Aquarius. Yeah, I do too. I do too. And I'm just gonna, that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I really do think that's uh great. Um Kids are definitely creepier. Yes. Thank you. I agree. I agree. All right. We are just a few more slides. I call them slides. A few more stories. I'm just sliding them across there. Okay. I saw a gnat that I can't get rid of. I saw my wife in full apparition at the door of our bedroom. She was only there for about a minute before she disappeared. I had gone away the first anniversary of her passing, and unbeknownst to me, I had some baby powder on the bedroom floor. When I got home, there was a barefoot print in the powder. Okay, there is a whole thing about baby powder, but I'm trying to understand this story because he said that he had gone away on the anniversary, which I understand. Like, you don't want to be in the house. So did he see her? I'm confused. Did he see her where he was and then he got home and he saw a footprint in baby powder? Because I'm not sure. But either way, that's creepy. I mean, if she was just standing at the door saying, hi, I love you, but to see an actual footprint, that is where I'm out. Okay, I guess that one was the last one. Now, there are, tell me where this is. Do y'all know offhand? There is a place, it is a haunted place, and it's, I can't remember what state it's in, but it's haunted railroad tracks where they say if you stop your car and put it in neutral, that it will get pushed over the railroad tracks even though it's slightly uphill. And they say it's because there was a bus accident there, and a lot of little children were passed away in that accident, and that like the kids are watching out for you and they push you over the railroad tracks to the other side safely. And I saw this one thing on TV. It wasn't a YouTube channel. It was like this is years ago. It was some kind of news, I don't know, program, whatever, where they tested that. And it did happen. And they put baby powder on the bumper, and the baby powder, like you could see all these little handprints in it. That was creepy. That was really creepy. Um, so and I've seen that sometimes on I'm not a big one to watch paranormal stuff like on YouTube or anywhere, even like I don't know, I think most of them are fake. um Not to say that things don't happen. Obviously I'm sitting here reading in ghost stories, true ghost stories, and I've experienced it, but I think a lot of stuff is just made up because they're there. Like if you take a whole camera crew and you do a whole episode at a haunted house, it better be haunted when you're there, right? Somebody better show up and haunt something. Yes, time is money. Um, Now, do I think things like that happen? Yes, and maybe they even do there. Some things are kind of unexplainable, but doors opening, like all that can be faked. So I'm not a big believer in that kind of stuff. Now, some of these people who are just doing something else, and while they're doing a video for something else, something creepy happens. I've seen a few of those, and to me, that's way more believable. Um, I remember I went to an Airbnb in let's see, where was it? Columbia, Mississippi. And I stayed in a carriage house on the upstairs. And I was actually doing stories at that time, and I was just shooting video. And so it was for this channel. Yeah. Yeah. It's somewhere in this, long time ago in this playlist. Not this playlist, but somewhere. When I was in Columbia, I was kind of just doing for y'all a tour of the carriage house. And while I was shooting the video, this orb comes and it's just like, whoo, and it goes right across, and it comes towards me, and it just goes flying out the other side. And I'm like, whoa. Things like that to me are a lot more creepy. I didn't see it when I was filming, but when I went back to edit it, I was like, holy crap, what is that thing? Who is that thing? You never know. Let me see what y'all are saying. Uh, Sometimes I have to get my glasses on. You know what? I might have to turn the lights back on because I can't see squat. Okay, Samantha says maybe he had come home and saw the wife's apparition. Maybe he did. Maybe that's what he meant. I'm not sure. I was kind of confused by the way that was written, but definitely, I see the one thing I was talking about with these ghost shows that I think are a lot of times faked. Uh, you'll see them do that. They sprinkle the baby powder all over the floor, and then they leave the cameras up, and it's supposedly no one goes in there. And then there's sometimes, not always, but sometimes there's a footprint or handprint in the stuff. Now I don't. It seems like I baby powdered something, but Lord, y'all, it's been so many years ago. I think I got a partial of something, and I wasn't sure if it was like real or not. I mean, not real. Nobody was there, but it was kind of iffy. But there wasn't an explanation as to why there was something in the powder. But you never know. I don't like to powder. It's messy. It's messy. I don't like to powder. And again, I don't care. I'm not trying to prove or disprove anything to anybody. Okay, let's see. There was one particular channel that was doing a show, and they walked outside, started hearing a woman screaming. Yeah, see, that's something like that that could be real. Let's see. Uh the guy walked towards the sound but never saw anything. I tried to tell them that a fox in heat screams like a frightened woman. Hey, you know what else does? A bobcat. Do y'all have bobcats? Um, Let me see. Needless to say, I got no response. It's a channel that just happens to succeed in finding activities every week. Yeah, you see, that's the thing, because even my little whatevers they are around here, they're not active. Now, they were active when I first moved in, and this house had been vacant for a long time. They did, it was every day or every other day for a long time, and then it got to be, once or twice, a couple times a week. Then, it just dwindled down to now it's months at a time, or at least weeks at a time before anything, odd. And I don't keep a diary. I do keep a diary of what happens here, but only the really odd stuff now. Like, I don't track or write in a diary when I hear weird knocking or stuff like that. It's just no, I can't. Those things are the norm. So I don't, but even at that, it's really backed off a lot, except the stealing of food. I've got some stories about that. Why does a ghost need food? That's what I want to know. Um, I've never heard of ghosts scheduling their appearances. Me neither. I don't think they do. Um, but tell me, have you ever baby powdered anything, or would you baby powder something? I don't know. I've tried it. Like I said, it's messy. I only did it one time, and to me, it was kind of inconclusive. Uh, it wasn't nothing, but it wasn't. Yes, that is something. So I just thought it was too much mess, and I don't want to deal with it. And like again, I didn't do that here. So, but these are your ghost stories for today. I've got some more. They're on the they're on cue, but I'm not going to do them tonight. I will probably, what is today? I may try to do another one before the week is out, because y'all, it used to be a thing. Did you know this? If you hear that song, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, there's a line in there that says, where they're talking about, we'll tell scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. Well, I looked that up because, you got to know. This is before internet and TV and radio and all that stuff. So, like on Christmas Eve, and they would all huddle together and turn out the lights, and it was a Christmas activity to tell ghost stories. So what I may do, if I can get it together, I may record it and put it up as a premiere or something, or put it up on Christmas Eve if you want scary ghost stories on Christmas Eve. But anyway, that that is all I'm gonna have for today. What is Yeah, if you have Samantha, if you have multiple dogs, absolutely don't do this. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed these ghost stories, and tell me if you have experiences. And I think you did, Samantha. You told me you're very sensitive with things, and so am I. But tell me if you have anything that you want to share. Email me if you want to, or you can type it in the chat or in the comments, and I will read it out. I would love to hear your ghost stories. That's always great. Um, yes, it is, Aquarius. It is always a good This is always a break for true crime. Uh, a much needed break, may I add. All right. I will see you later. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I will try to see you again, or at least put something up for you by Christmas Eve. In the meantime, hug your loved ones a little bit tighter and stay spooky. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.